What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Earl RC. Doing a bit of a rebranding of the live show. It used to be called the Earl RC Show and different variations of names. I'm going to be rebranding it. Let's talk RCs. So it's going to be like a weekly stream where we just talk about RCs, whether it's ground RCs, drones, boats, whatever you want. We're going to talk about it. So yeah, let me go ahead and make sure I got everything all situated. So let's go ahead and pause the thing in the background so I don't have any feedback or anything. So I apologize about that. I don't want the stream going in the background to lag anything. For those of you that are watching, let me know how the, I can't even see my screen with this car in the way. There we go. For those of you that are watching, let me know if the connection is good. Otherwise, I got to switch over to my phone data. I don't want another mishap like last time. Hopefully, it's running better this time. Again, for me, I can't notice the difference, but let me go ahead and see if I can see the difference on the live stream itself. Let's see. It's definitely a little bit choppy still. Not sure what I can do about that. What's up, Gabe? Besher boy. How's it going, brother? Just getting everything situated, so I apologize if I'm running a little behind, trying to get everything still set up. So getting this all good. Video looks good on your end? Sweet. Perfect. Great. That's good. That's good to know. Last time it was really all messed up, so I didn't want another problem with the video or the streaming quality or anything like that. So I apologize if it is crappy quality ahead of time. RC Off-Road Racing. Jason, what's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a while, man. I should call you, what was it, Bashing RC 24/7. I missed that name. I do like your new name because I know you're doing a lot of the RC off-road racing with the buggy and whatnot. But I miss the Bashing RC 24/7 name. It was really good. Rubber Ducky Crazy. Trish, what's going on? How's it going? Gabe, if you want to join in, you're more than welcome to. Send me a message on Facebook, and I will send you an invite link to the StreamYard if you want to join in. Exactly. I got so used to you using that name for so long, and I got so used to you saying that name in your intro of your videos. What's funny is when you first started switching over to this new name, the RC Off-Road Racing, when you were doing your intro to your video, you only did it like maybe like 2 or 3 times, but when you were doing the intro to your video, you still did the intro for your other name, and you said, hey, this is Bashing RC 24/7, or the name of the channel that you used to be. And then I was like, oh, he's still forgetting that he changed his name. Or either that or it was an old video. One or the other. But yeah, a little bit of a ramble there, but yeah. I'm glad that the stream is running good. But yeah, today's stream we're going to be talking about, you know, how did everybody get started in the RC hobby, whether it's boats, cars, planes, trains, drones, whatever. That's just the topic of the day with myself. If anybody does join in the chat, the video chat, that's the topic with them, and the topic with you guys in the text chat. You know, what made you get started in the hobby? What was that thing that kicked off in your brain that like, oh man, I should get into the RC hobby? Or what was that thing that you seen or the commercial that you seen that made you really want to get into the RC hobby? For me, I've been in the RC hobby for a long, long time. Even before I got my first like hobby grade, I was playing with Radio Shack, Nyko, Tyco, you know, the Toys R Us, Walmart RCs, the toy grade RCs for a long time. And then you guys know my story. My first RC was my Traxxas Stampede, which I have right here. It's now heavily upgraded compared to when I first got it back in 1998. This is not the original body. I have the original body right here. This body is 22 years old right here. It's definitely got some use. It's not all banged up too bad, but it's definitely got some cracks and pits and holes in it. But it's an overall really good shape. that's why I switched over to this basher body. I got this basher body from Steve O.D. from the 313. Him and Bucks RC World sent this to me so I can have a basher body. But yeah. Won't be able to join tonight. Next time I'll be in chat for sure. That's perfectly fine, man. I fully understand that. I'm not trying to pressure anybody into joining the video chat, but you guys are all more than welcome. This is always going to be some sort of open chat. Sorry about that, where people can join in and do whatever you want. Or not do whatever you want, but, you know, talk about whatever you want as long as it's RC related. Joseph Erickson, how are you doing today? What's up, man? It says, how's the weather out there? How's your weekend going? The weather is going all right. It was really, really, really hot for about a week and a half. We were going through a really severe heat wave. But once it hit summer, like the actual official start of summer, it like kicked into overgear, and like every single day for at least a week or so was 105 plus. I think not yesterday, but Friday was the hottest day, and that was 112 out where I live, which is really hot. It's gotten a lot hotter out here before, but it got really hot. And it's definitely cooled down over the weekend. Sorry about that. I need to get something to drink out of my Raiders cup. But yeah, it's starting to get better. Basher Boy says, awesome Stampede. I love this Stampede. This thing has been pretty upgraded compared to what this thing was a brushed stock Traxxas Stampede from 1998. It had the original transmission. I had to completely upgrade all the gears to metal, the differential, the idler gear, everything. The only thing that's not metal is the spur gear. It still has the original plastic spur gear, which is still holding up to brushless power, which is really good. I haven't really tried it on 3S that much, so I'm not really trying to burn up the plastic spur gear. But yeah, it's got the BXL brushless system, the actual Traxxas BXL brushless system. A lot of green upgrade parts. I got the green skid plates down here. I got the green wheelie bar, green shocks, big bore shocks. I got the Slash two-wheel drive bumper. I highly recommend this bumper for your two-wheel drive Stampede. If you guys have a Stampede, get the Slash front bumper. This thing works great. I honestly think it's better than the RPM front bumper. It works really, really well, and it actually looks better than the RPM front bumper. I've got some more green on it that you can't really see. I've got some green aluminum upgrades. I got the C-hubs and the caster blocks. Those are all green. I got green wheel hexes. I got green wheel nuts. I do have green shock caps and green shocks as well. I think I said that already about the shocks. And I do have some green RPM A-arms that I've yet to install. They're not on it, but I do have them, but it's not installed yet. So I'm definitely looking to green this thing out as much as I can. Go ahead and put that back there. But yeah, it's a slow process, slow upgrade. Joseph Erickson says, yeah, it was like that last week over here. It was like 91 degrees. I would actually like 91 degrees, but I can understand, like for other places, if you're not used to like 100 plus, 91 degrees feels like 100 plus. It all depends on where you're from. So like if you're from an area that's, say, your normal everyday summer temp is like 70-something degrees, and all of a sudden you go up to 90, you're feeling like you're 100 plus degrees. For me, my normal everyday like summer temperature is in the 90s at least. So when it goes up to like 110 plus, that's when it gets really hot. Basher Boy says, my first RC was a Nico, or I don't know how to pronounce it or how the proper pronunciation is, if it's Nico or Nico. I'm just going to go with Nico. It was the Nico Thor. I do remember that. I do remember that RC. I was able to buy one recently. Man, it brings back memories. I do remember seeing that. You did get, you bought a new old stock, basically. It was pretty cool. I thought that was very awesome. I would love to get like the old Radio Shack RCs that I used to have. There was this, I can't remember the model name, but it was a buggy from Radio Shack that looked like a fighter jet. It was like a black, almost like a gunmetal gray kind of color, like a blackish gray color. and it looked like a fighter jet, but it was in the shape of a buggy. Like it had a buggy body, but the buggy body was kind of like a fighter jet. I don't know the name of it. I just cannot remember what it was called, but I loved that buggy. That buggy was awesome. It wasn't super fast. It probably went like 10 miles an hour, maybe 12 miles an hour. And back then, that seemed like it was like 25 miles an hour. So yeah, when you get started with those RCs, you get a passion for those. And then once you're able to upgrade to hobby grade ones, then you're able to really, really enjoy going faster because you get so used to like 10 miles an hour or 15 miles an hour. And you're like, oh man, this seems fast. But no, when you go like 30, 40, 50 miles an hour, that's fast. Or 70, 80 miles an hour, that's fast. But yeah. Let me go ahead and switch this over to the live chat instead of top chat. Jones RC, what's up, brother? He says he made it. I see that you posted that earlier when the stream said that. You were like, I'll try to come back. I'm glad you made it, brother. How are you doing? Hope you're starting to heal up a little bit. I know you're dealing with some leg issues like me, and I hope you're able to start healing up. I know it's been a bit of a pain in the butt lately to deal with. I cannot talk right now, but I'm trying. Hurting a little, he says. Yeah, I'm definitely hurting a little as well. Yesterday I was hurting a lot, actually. I had to go to the doctors and everything yesterday. It was a pain in the ass. But I had to get it over with. I had to get it done. And then I had to get it done on Friday, too. I had to go to the doctor's Friday and Saturday. So it was pretty shitty. And then I got to go back on Monday to get an antibody test done for the coronavirus or COVID-19. I have to get some antibody testing done. Not like an actual test done because I don't need the actual test done, but I'm getting some antibody test done because I believe I possibly had it late last year because they say it came into the U.S. or whatever, or it started coming around in December. I believe that it was here way before that. Honestly, me and my family, this is weird to say, especially on the live stream. It sounds weird. I apologize ahead of time, but we do believe that COVID-19 or coronavirus, whatever the hell you want to call it, was the reason for my dad's death in October and late October because of how fast that he died and how sick that he got so fast. We do believe that was a major contribution to his death. There's no way to prove it at the moment, so I'm trying to get some antibody tests done so that I can see if I have any in me because I got really sick afterwards. Really, really sick. Sicker than I've been in a long time. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on with that. But sorry to detour away from the RCs there for a second. Joan says, me too. I feel like I've had it for like a month. Yeah, that's shitty, man. I hate when I'm not feeling well. When you're feeling sick and you're in pain, dude, I hate it. I hate it so much. It's not fun at all. It's just I can't even find the right word. It's just a pain to deal with. That's the only word I can describe. It's just, you don't want to bear with it, especially if you have really, really like chronic pain and you have to deal with it every day. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. You can take pain medication all you want. It only masks the pain. It doesn't take it away. It only masks it for a little while. And then later on in the day or in the night, when you're trying to sleep or relax, it comes back just as strong or stronger than before. And it sucks. It really does. So I feel for you, man. I feel for you. Jones says, I got to go smoke today, though, but that's probably not for this channel. Yeah, it's all right. I try not to talk about that sort of stuff on this channel too much. I try to keep it more of a family-friendly channel, not like geared towards kids or anything, but I try to keep it more of a family-friendly channel. So I try not to talk too much about that sort of stuff. But yes. RC Basher Boy says, my RC hobby started with a 1/16 scale mini Revo by Traxxas when it first came out. Sold it, got really into the hobby again in late 2011. My Axial SEX10 is what hooked me into the hobby. Yeah, I actually have both of those. The 1/16 scale mini E-Revo. I love that thing. That is one hell of a starter RC. If that's what you started off with, that's one hell of a starter RC. Especially if you have a LiPo for it. man, those little mini e-revos, those are so fun. I absolutely love that. I have the mini e-revo and the mini summit. Both of those are really, really fun. I have an absolute blast with both of those. So that's one heck of the way to get into the hobby. And as for the Axial SEX10, that's pretty much what this is right here. Well, this one's a hybrid, but it's mostly Axial SEX10. And then somewhere up here, you can't see because it's hidden behind this Outcast, is my actual Axial SEX10. I love my SEX10. It works great. It's pretty heavily upgraded. Not with like super expensive Vanquish parts or anything like that, but it's pretty heavily upgraded for what it is. There's only a few things left that aren't metal on it, so it's pretty much a fully upgraded crawler for the most part, and it runs really good. The only thing I really want to get for it is some proper beadlock wheels for it, beadlock wheels and rims, because the metal beadlock wheels that I got, I put on this Jeep right here. I'm thinking about taking them off and putting them on the other one, but I'm not sure yet. Jones says, how many do you have now, Basher Boy? I know you did a video a while ago showing them. Yeah, he's got quite a few RCs. He did a live stream, if I remember, a while back. It was like a 5-hour live stream or a 4-hour live stream, something like that. It was a really long live stream showing off all his RCs. He's got quite a few. He's got a lot. I think I have a total of, I'll have to think about it. I can't think on the top of my head, because John says you have a lot more now too, Alvin. Yeah, as far as like my RCs go, like my collection just exploded, like severely exploded over the last, like, I'd say 8 months, 10 months, because I finally started being able to get some side work in, get some money flowing in, and I'm not super poor right now. I mean, I am super poor still, but at least I have a little bit of side change that I can spend on some RCs when I do get a chance. So yeah, my collection is definitely blown up. I think the last time that I really was doing the live stream like religiously started like a year ago, I only had like 4 RCs. And right now, if I do remember correctly, I think I'm at 28 or 27. So my collection over the past like 8 to 10 months has just skyrocketed. But it's nowhere near like the amount of like Gabe has right there. Gabe says he lost count again. He's closer to 60 RCs right now. That's amazing. That is amazing. I honestly, like, don't get me wrong though. I would say close to a third of mine do not work at the moment. They have something that's wrong with them that's keeping them from running, whether it's a small thing electronically, like the ESC is burnt out, or something needs to be replaced, like an A-arm or something. I pretty much have all the parts to fix what I do need to fix, except for around like maybe 1 or 2 RCs. I don't have the parts needed, like the Emax and stuff like that. I don't have all the stuff for the Emax. You can see the Emax right here. But yeah, my collection has skyrocketed since my my last set of videos and whatnot. So I'm really actually looking forward to start doing more videos. I just haven't really had a chance to, and it's really hard for me to film by myself. I had a friend that I was going to start doing videos with, but unfortunately he had some life issues that he had to deal with, and we haven't really been able to connect that much lately, so we haven't really been able to do many videos, so yeah. What's up, Sean's RC Adventures? What's up, brother? Thank you so much for coming in. Yes, RC Basher Boy does have an insane collection. His collection is super insane. Yeah, Gabe says all my cars are RTR, even if they're shelf queens. Yeah, I don't really have any shelf queens. No, actually, that's not true. I have like 1 or 2 that I technically really haven't drove like once or twice maybe, and they're technically shelf queens, but not really. But yeah, most of the ones that aren't working right now just are minor fixes that need to happen. I'm just a procrastinator, so I just haven't put them back together. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. Sean's RC Adventures, building them is all the fun. That's kind of what I've been waiting on. Like, I can do the repairs and whatnot on streams and whatnot. So it gives me something to do while I'm, talking and chatting with you guys. So like, if I want to work on some of my RCs that aren't working at the moment, I could just work on some of them. It gives me something to work on, and I have something to play with. Sean's RC Adventure says no shelf queens. Yeah, honestly, I don't believe I do have a shelf queen. I have shelf queen bodies. I have some rare Emax bodies that are shelf queen that I have not touched or used once. They're up there underneath. I don't know. You can kind of see the green one kind of poking out right there. That's a shelf queen body. I guess I really don't have any actual shelf queens. They've all been ran for the most part. So yeah, I don't have anything that's actually never been ran once. Like never, ever been ran. Basically, everything I have has at least been ran once. So, yeah, I don't technically have a true shelf queen. Big Papa Paul's Radio-Controlled Adventures. What's going on, brother? Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for joining the stream. Jones RC says, I beat the hell out of mine. Yeah, I tried to beat mine up, but not overly beat mine up. I don't really go out there to break anything. That's not my intention. I go out there to have fun, but I don't go out there in the intention to break something. Like, I know a lot of people do like to break stuff, like Kevin Talbot and stuff like that, not to name names, but, that's what his channel is based off of, is basically taking RCs and taking them to the limits until they break, which is all cool and all, which is cool. It's nice to see that sort of stuff sometimes, but that's just not what I'm about. I don't really like to take mine out there just to break it. I don't really have expendable amount of money so I can just keep replacing the parts. So I try to bash within reason. I try to bash hard, but not too hard, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Exactly. Jones just says, no, I just want to have fun. That's exactly what I like to do. I try not to take it too easy on them, but then I definitely don't want to take it too hard on them. I like to make sure I have fun. And like he says, but I still send it. Exactly. I got a ramp outside that's literally, it's not even a proper ramp. I'll have to video tape it one time so I can show you guys it. It's literally, for those that know what this is, it's a sawhorse, a big old sawhorse, old school sawhorse, and a giant slab of wood, a piece of plywood that's been bowed. We wet it down so it bowed and made a bit of a ramp shape. It's not even nailed down. This thing is just a launch ramp that we have out there for fun. So yeah, and then I have some plastic ramps and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just all about having fun. And that ramp that I have out there is my Send It ramp. I'll have to show you guys. It's a raggedy ass ramp, but it's what I like to call the Send It ramp, because I can get like 30, 40 feet jumps at least, maybe longer, depending on how much lead up I get to it. If I get a long lead up to it, I can probably get bigger than the higher. But yeah. Basher Boy says, it's not that I have shelf queens, but I got so much vehicles that I don't think I would be able to run them in one day. My situation is, if I feel like I'm running something, I'll do it. And then that's what, yeah, it's all about having fun. Big Papa Paul says, that annoys me about Talbot. I have lots of RCs and bash like you, but not to break sometimes. It happens. Never intentionally smashing RCs that most people struggle to buy, just a slap in the face to people that love the hobby. Exactly. That's the one reason why I'm not really a fan of Kevin Talbot's videos. Like, I fully respect his channel and what he's been able to do with his channel and how big he's been able to make it, but he basically just goes out there to bash to the point where he breaks stuff just so that he can break it and then have to replace it, because he's got basically an expendable, an endless amount of money. He shows it on his videos, with his Lamborghini and all that stuff that he talks about, having hundreds of thousands of dollars that he gets every couple months or whatever through YouTube and eBay and all that, which is totally cool. People are able to make their money. I wish I was able to, but I'm not going to sit there and break RCs and kind of rub that into people's faces that, work hard to get their RCs. Like, I work hard to get the money that I can get to get my RCs. Most of my RCs aren't brand new. Most of them I had to get secondhand. See, that's why I have the collection the size that I do. It's because I buy secondhand. There's been some that I did buy brand new, like my Outcast and a couple other ones that I bought brand new. But I try to be frugal, and I try to buy secondhand if I can, because not only is that helping me, but it's helping another person out that's not like a store. I like helping stores and all that too, especially local stores and stuff like that. I buy online as well, but I really do like to prefer to buy like secondhand from other people, because that's helping somebody else that's in the hobby put a little bit more money into their pocket. So if they're selling something, you know, that they might be looking for some parts or whatever to upgrade one of their other vehicles, so they're trying to get rid of something. So yeah, I love to do that. That's my thing. Big Papa Paul says, thanks guys, glad it's not just me that feels that way. No, totally agree, man. It's definitely not you that just feels that way, man. Definitely not. Basher Boy says, example, I just built my Kyosho Ultima, haven't showcased it yet. I will soon, but I feel like bashing that Kyosho Mad Van. Most likely I'll use that one first, then get to the Ultima. Dude, that Mad Van is sweet. Ever since I seen, was it Shin RCs that came out with his Mad Van video first, or was it Tony's? I can't remember. Either Tony CCXRC came out with his Mad Van video first, or Shin RC did, but one of those two. Ever since I've seen both those videos, I've wanted a Mad Van so bad. So bad. So bad. Those little freaking those little Mad Vans are so nice. They're built on the Phaser Mark II chassis, if I remember correctly, which is like a streetcar chassis. So it's really low center of gravity, which helps it do really well. Sean's RC Adventure says, forget about bashing, crawling as king. Dude, I love both. I love all of it. And what's weird is, like, a year ago, I wasn't into crawling. That's the honest to God truth. I was not into crawling. But you know what? I got into it. It's amazing. I love crawling. Like, ever since I got into the crawler scene, I've now got like 5 crawlers. I started off with the Danchi Ridge Rock that's way up there that you can't see behind my WPL. I started off with that, a Red Cat Danchi Ridge Rock. It was $100 on Amazon. Wonderful crawler, one of the best beginner crawlers that you can even get. Got 4-wheel steering. It's a really nice, capable crawler, and it's actually got some of the best articulation that I've ever seen in any crawler. Like, I can literally get that thing to articulate in the front all the way sideways while the back wheels are still on. So I can literally have 3 wheels on the still touching the ground while it's completely vertical in the front. I've never seen any other crawler be able to do that. So yeah, crawling is awesome, and it is very therapeutic, like Sean's RC Adventure says. It's not always about going fast and speed and everything, which is fun. Speed and fast is fun, but there's so many different aspects to the RC hobby, and crawling is definitely one of them, and you can have so much fun crawling. I've been to a few different crawler events these last few months. Not too many after my dad passed away, but I went to one before he passed away and 2 after, and they're really, really fun. They're so fun. You get to meet a bunch of really, really good people, and it's awesome just to be able to meet a lot of people that share the same interests as you. I'm sorry I get I'm not caught up in chat. Let me go back up in chat. RC next Tuesday. What's up, brother? Sorry I missed your comment. How's it going, man? Let's see. Jones says, I sold my crawler because I was busy working, then I got hurt. He says, they are cool, though. Mike on RC, what's going on, Mike? How's it going, brother? Thank you for coming in. Basher Boy says, crawling is definitely enjoyable. Personally, I can't decide what's better, crawling or bashing. I enjoy both. I'll admit I haven't crawled in a while. Yeah, honestly, I can't really decide which I like the most. I can't even talk right now, the more. Personally, I would say bashing, probably just because I've been bashing for a lot longer with RCs. But yeah, I really do enjoy the crawler aspect of the RC hobby. It's so fun. It's so fun, especially if you're able to, meet up with some local people, even if they're people that you've never even met. You will have a blast. You will have an amazing time. The first time that I went to a crawler event, I met almost 100 people that I've never met in my life, and they all were in the same RC hobby, and it felt amazing. Just being out in, out in the wild, that's what it was. We were out on the top of, can't even talk. We were out on top of a freaking mountain all together, just playing with some RC cars like that. That's amazing, amazing. Micron RCs, I'm just lurking again. Silvertop Flyer, what's going on, Bradley? How's it going, brother? But yeah, this hobby is just amazing. There's so many different aspects of it that no matter what your issue is, if you deal with depression or you have PTSD from the military or just anything, honestly, it helps out so much. If you have anxiety issues or social problems and stuff like that, RC is amazing. The hobby is amazing. There's so many cool people out there that will literally, basically give their shirt off their back to help you out. Now, don't get me wrong. Not everyone in the RC hobby is like that. And there are some venomous, poisonous snakes out there that are just horrible for the hobby and just aren't helping at all. But those are very few and far apart. And, the best thing is just never focus on people like that. Never let people like that get you down. Never let them try to troll you. Don't focus on people like that. What you want to do if you're going to be in the RC hobby, just try to find the really good, kind-hearted people that are out there. And believe me, there are hundreds of thousands of them that are in the RC hobby. And it's just amazing. I'm kind of rambling there, but yes. I'm trying to get caught back up in chat. Sorry about that. There is a hair in my eye. I can't wait to run 6S in my infraction. The batteries that my brother-in-law gave me, I think, got wet. Yeah, you're going to freaking love when you go from 4S or even 3S in that infraction to 6S. Dude, when I put 6S in that Outcast for the first time, whoo, it was freaking life-changing. It was insane. Insane. I loved it. I like, to this day, the first time I hit that throttle, like full speed, oh my God. It was like mind blowing. It's just like, oh my God, like the gates that opened up, like, oh shit. But yes, I definitely like some 6S speed. That is very nice. I would love to get an infraction one day. Silvertop Flyer says, he is correct. My RC addiction has made my life different. Dude, it does. It does. RC helps out so much. And it doesn't even matter what kind of RC, whether it's drones, planes, boats, trains, monster trucks, buggies, drifters, rally cars, submarines, anything. It's just, there's so many there's so many great aspects to this hobby. It's just insane. Speaking of drones, though, and Drones RC, I want to give a huge shout out to, I'm just going to call you by your old name, Droner Jones, aka Jones RC in chat. Big thank you to Jason for selling me my very first proper camera drone. I have not yet tried it out. This is the Parrot Bebop 2. This thing is freaking sweet. I cannot wait to fly this thing. I've been watching so many videos on this thing. This thing is one amazing, amazing camera drone, and I absolutely cannot wait to take this bad boy out. I absolutely cannot wait. I'm so excited. Speaking of that, Jason, I do have to message you later. I don't know if you had pre-charged the battery or not that was plugged into the Bebop, but when I went to go charge it, it said that it was already charged. So I'm going to have to try and use it soon because I don't know how long it's been charged for. So hopefully the battery is still working good. I haven't tested the other one yet, but I'll test it out soon. But yeah, I am super excited to get that thing in the air. Big Papa Paul says, I used to have a Bebop too. Man, it's an absolutely awesome drone. That's what I'm saying. I've been watching so many videos on that Bebop 2. I've been watching them like day and night. So many different videos. I'm so excited to be able to make some like RC crawling videos, all sorts of RC videos. I can literally just set that thing up in the air and drive the RC. Yeah. Joner Jones says, might be a while. LOL, sorry. It's all right. I still got to test it out. Hopefully the battery is still good. If not, I'll just have to buy a new battery. I'll test out the other one if it's still good. I have faith in them. I wish it was like the other batteries that have like a voltage meter. Exactly. He says you need to set it up by your jump. That's the perfect idea. That is the best idea right there. That is perfect. That is perfect. Joner Jones also said, I keep calling you Joner Jones now instead of Jones RC. I'm sorry. That's just going to be how it's going to be. He says, I'm hoping the wife will let me buy some more. And then Sean's RC says, yeah, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than for permission. That's very true. Very true. Micron says, looks fun. Gotta run, guys. Take care, brothers and sisters. You have a great rest of your day, Mike. I appreciate you coming in. It's nice seeing you. You have a great rest of your day, brother. Let's see. RCU next Tuesday says, Sean, when I buy a new RC, I just tell the wife it's a new body on an old car. That's a great explanation right there. Oh, I didn't buy a new RC. This is the same one I've had for a while. I don't know what you're talking about. This is just a new body. This body was like, what, $30? Nah, I didn't. That $400 charge you see on the credit card, that's a mischarge. I already called them. Don't worry about it. It's already taken care of. That's usually how it goes, right? Yeah, that's how I would try to get rid of it. Sean's RC Adventure says, LOJ, I normally leave the house with 2 and then come back with a different one. Come back in with a different one. Yep. That's how you do it. But I'll have to hide it at a friend's house. Yeah, that's a good way to do it too. Buy an RC and put it at a friend's house. You know a really good way to hide your spending from your wife? Start saving cash so she doesn't know that you got cash saved up. Put it in a coffee can, bury it underneath your bed, or bury it outside in the yard somewhere. That'll be your RC fund. Keep it away from the wife or girlfriend or spouse or husband or whatever. That way you don't get in trouble if they don't like you spending on RCs. Don't tell them I said that, though. Don't tell them I said that. But, yeah. It's a good idea. But, yeah, anyways, I'd like to hear from a little bit more of you guys. What made you guys get into the RC hobby? I've heard from Gabe. What made you all get into the hobby? You know, what was that thing that kicked off in your brain that made you want to get into the hobby? You know, for me, I've always been in the hobby for a long time. I think in total, I've probably been in the hobby for, see, I'm 33 now. I probably started playing with RCs. Like my first RC was one of those corded ones where it's a cord hooked up to the controller to the car. I think I was 6 years old when I first started playing with those. So I've been playing with RCs for, 27 years now? So yeah, that's a pretty long time. Had my first hobby grade RC 22 years ago. So yeah, it's been quite a trip. Quite a trip. She takes all my cash. Yeah, that's hard. When they take your cash, that's when it's hard. That's definitely the hard one. Sean's RC Adventure says, the one that I just unboxed got me in trouble. It arrived when I was at work. Oh, ouch. Yeah, when they have to sign for the package and be like, oh, baby, what's this? What's this RC? What is this? I thought you weren't getting any more. Yeah, that definitely will put you in some hot water, for sure. Jones RC says, I've done it since I was a kid, but I was way better. I was way better ones now. I have way better ones now. Sorry about that. I'm trying to read it while trying to correct it at the same time, and my brain was just like, beep, 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 beep. Dude, I do that all the time. Spend $200, charge 20. Tell her I only spent 20 bucks. Check, and you'll see. Yep, that's exactly. That's true. Exactly. There you go, Sean. There you go. I'll see you next Tuesday. I'll just start calling you Jay. I'll see you next Tuesday because your name is really long. I guess everybody has long names. I just keep saying the long names. Me and Billy were watching YouTube videos and thought that looked cool. And now we have over 65 RCs in over 2 years. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's quite a collection to have in 2 years' time. That is awesome. No, Jonah Jones, don't. Dude, it's okay. I fully understand if you haven't been able to type, good. I try to correct, if somebody has a mess up in chat, I try to auto correct myself. So don't feel bad at all. I'm running on half speed right now, so I apologize myself. Basher Boy says RC addiction is real. LOL. I've told myself that I can't get the Armin Mojave because lack of space. For some reason, I'm still considering I'll make it fit. Yeah, I do want myself a Mojave. I think I would rather get myself a Mojave over a UDR. The UDRs are really nice, but I would much rather have them more of a basher like the Mojave. The Mojave is definitely more of a basher than the UDR. John says, well, I can get another drone now, but I'm going to wait until next summer. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's definitely a good idea. Yes, I know you can normally type Jonah Jones. I know you're not normally all over the place, but it's all right. It's totally understandable. Sean's RC says, I'm sure there's one little spot calling its name RC, but yeah, exactly. I'm sure there's like one little spot over there in the corner. I'm sure you can move like one of your RCs over or stack them onto one of the others. See, that's what I did. I didn't have enough room. I kept telling myself I didn't have enough room. And you know what I did? I started stacking my RCs on top of each other. Like, look, on top of my Arma Outcast is a Traxxas Rustler 2-wheel drive. And I have quite a few different RCs stacked on top of each other in this shelf unit because that's the only way I can get everything to fit. And then I have all these, I can't even point. I have all these boxes over here that actually have some RCs still in it. Not this one, the Outcast box is empty. And this Crawler box is empty. But all these other boxes, I can't even point. Where am I pointing at? This box and this box. I really can't even. I give up. I can't even point. I'm trying to do the reverse off the camera. I give up trying to point. Green Frog RC, what's up? Kagan, how you doing, brother? Just another reminder, if anybody wants to join in the video chat, you guys are more than welcome to. That's kind of why I started it through StreamYard. You guys are more than welcome to join in if you guys want to join in. I can send you a link through email or Facebook. If you have Facebook, just send me a message if you have me already added. But yeah, everybody's more than welcome to join in on the video chat if you guys want to join in. Not pressuring anybody, but yeah, you guys are more than welcome to join in. Jones RC says, we did move to a bigger room in the house so I can get a shelf now. Yeah, that's perfect. I actually need to get a second shelf. I want to get another one of these. I want to get rid of this cabinet thing that I have back here. But as you guys know, that cabinet is also hiding a lot of glass paraphernalia, if that's what you want to call it, paraphernalia. Yeah. So I got to figure out what to do with that stuff first, and then I can put another shelf over there. And then I'm thinking about putting some more shelving back here on top of this dresser, or at least moving the dresser. Something. I'll figure it out. Let's see. RC Basher Boy says at Sean's Sea Adventures, LOL, most likely it will sit on top of the UDR. There's no other space. I mean, second option would be sleeping next to the Mojave on my bed. Dude, no joke. No joke. I had no room for this thing, I keep pointing the wrong way. I had no room for this Outcast when I first got it. No room for it at all. Not one bit, because I didn't have this shelving unit set up when I first got it. So when I first got this Outcast, no joke, I slept next to the box for about a week, maybe a week and a half. I literally slept next to this box on my bed for about a week, week and a half. It's a big box too. My dog hated it because usually he likes to sleep next to me, and that box was taking all his space up, so he didn't like that. Just getting caught back up in chat, reading everything. Making sure I don't forget anything. All right, I got it. All caught up. But yeah, this hobby is just so expansive. There's just so many different areas to this hobby that you can get started in. It's just amazing. That's why I really like the RC hobby in general. You can like anything. You don't have to like one thing. You can like so many things and get started in the hobby. And maybe, just maybe, that one thing will lead you to another thing in the RC hobby, like how bashers led me to crawlers and boats and stuff like that. I've got an RC boat that I really like. It's not very expensive. It's a cheap boat, but it's somewhat fast. It's like 15 miles an hour, which is decent. I definitely want to get a brushless boat later on, but I'm not really focused on the boat hobby at the moment. It's just something for whenever I get out to some water I can take with me. But yeah, there's so many different aspects to the hobby that you can just get started in that might not, monster trucks might not be your thing. RC cars might not be your thing. Maybe tanks are your thing. Maybe boats are your thing, or submarine. They have submarines now that you can actually pilot. I think that's the right word, pilot a boat or pilot a submarine, because you don't drive one. I think it's pilot. I think that's the right word. But yeah, they got some really nice HD camera submarines. I think they call them ROVs, that you can basically take underwater and basically do what a drone does, but underwater. So that's pretty cool. Asha Boy says, okay then, LOL, the more we talk about the lack of space issue, looks like I could fit a Mojave. Hell, I could even do a daily blog with it. See? Now you're starting to realize you have the room for it. Now you just got to go ahead, go to amain.com and put that order in. Make sure you go to amain.com. This isn't sponsored by Amain, by the way. I just like Amain. They're my local hobby store. So I like to shout them out. I like to support them as much as I can. I've bought quite a bit of stuff from Amain over the last few months. So yeah, I try to support them as much as I can. Jones says, I might start doing speed runs. Speed runs are cool. I personally I'm not into doing speed runs myself, but I like watching them. So speed runs are cool. I'd be down to watch them. If you start uploading speed runs with your infraction, I'd be down to watch it. I personally am just not a speed run type of person. I really do like going fast, but I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, I gotta like go faster and faster and faster. Basher Boy says, they are out of stock everywhere. If I buy one, I would like the red one. No, you don't want the red one. You know you want the green one. You know you want the green one. And I'm just not throwing that out there because I like green, and green's the only color that I want you to get. But you know you want the green one. Come on. Come on. Come on. You know you want that green. Sean RC says, I got into crawling because the fast-paced life in New York City. I was going to say New York City. I was trying to say that really wrong. My bad. I needed something to slow me down. Anyone can bash, but crawling, you actually need to drive and think. I completely agree. I agree. It's much more of a strategic thing. You actually have to look where you're going and think ahead of time what way and what route you're going to take. It's all about being strategic and thinking when you're crawling. It's always about that. But yes, It's not always about going fast. Although going fast is fun. Going fast is definitely fun. But if you're already, living too much of a fast-paced life, then yeah, you might want to slow down a little bit. Jones says, green one, always. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You got to get the green one. If there's a green option, that's what you got to get. If there's green, that's what you got to get. Green. No blue, no red, no black, no white. Green. Earl says green. Now, damn it, get green. RC Bastion Boy says, yes, crawling is more technical and the batteries last a good while. I love that. I love that the batteries last so long. One 5,000 milliamp battery, depending on the crawler, could last you 2 hours or more. I've had a 5,000 milliamp battery last over 3 hours in a certain crawler, depending on like how fast you're going in the crawler and what you're doing. Batteries last a long time. Jones, I keep going to say Jones RC. My bad. Jones RC says crawling is a lot of fun. Yes, it definitely is. It's a lot of fun, especially if you get some spots where you actually have some good crawling area to go to. It's really a lot of fun. If you just have a lot of flat spots with a few rocks here and there, it's fun still, but it's not as fun as it could be. The more fun it is when you have more obstacles and stuff to go over or under, tunnels, all sorts of stuff like that. There's so many different ways to have fun with a crawler. I personally like to drive in the water, even though I shouldn't. Last time I was up there at the lake, I took my SCX-10 halfway into the creek and back to the beach. It went maybe a good 8 inches into the water, deep into the water. So it got pretty well submerged. Not fully submerged, but it got pretty well submerged. And it came back like a submarine. It was pretty cool. Okay, here's a question Gabe says. Would you rather get the new SCX-10 III or a TRX-4? Well, me personally, as much as I really do want to get a TRX-4 because I have a couple of friends that have those and I've got to try them while at these crawling events, TRX-4s are amazing, especially once you upgrade them. They are amazing, and they can tackle almost anything once they're really upgraded. But I have to say, I really, really do want an SCX-10 III. I really, really do. But I'll have to say, out of those two, if I can throw one more in there that I would actually want more, I want a Gen 8X. I want the X edition. I want the Gen 8X. As far as I'm concerned, that's the best ready-to-run crawler that's out there right now. I've tried one of those, and they're freaking amazing in stock form. Amazing. Like, truly amazing. But they're expensive. Really expensive. So it's a little bit out of my reach, and I can't get those for cheap. So, yeah. Out of the two that you said, I would definitely much rather get the SCX-10 III, just because I really do like the SCX-10 platform. But I really do want a TRX-4. Nothing against Traxxas and TRX-4 and the TRX-4. I really want a TRX-4. I really do. They're really, really nice, and they're super capable, super freaking capable. Man, they're really cool. They're really expensive too. See, that's the thing. When I buy my crawlers, I try to get them secondhand. Like I said, my SCX-10, I paid $200 for that, and that thing already had a bunch of upgrades to it. It was the guy that was selling it to me sold it to me like a steal. He could have easily sold it for $500 or $600 and easily could have got rid of it really quick at that price. But he was just trying to get rid of it to somebody that really wanted a crawler, and that's why I got it for so cheap. And this one right here, this SCX-10 RGT hybrid, you guys will blow your mind when you hear how much I got this for. I got this for $75. $75. It didn't come with the metal beadlocks, but it came with some really nice rims and wheels. And yeah, I've made it look a lot better. Thomas Curtis Jr., what is up, Tommy G? RCU next Tuesday, Basher Boy. Basher Boy TRX4 all day, dude. Sean's RC Adventure says TRX4, it's proven. Yeah, dude, I would definitely love to get me a TRX4. I would definitely, but they're more expensive. That's my only issue, and I can't find them cheap. I've tried and tried to find them cheap. I've tried to find them cheap, and I just can't. Nobody wants to sell them cheap, especially locally, because the ones that are local are really upgraded, so they don't want to sell them cheap. Sorry, I had to burp there, and I tried not to burp loud. Interesting feedback, Basher Boy says. Personally, I'm neutral. I don't own those particular models. I've seen a TRX4, and it crawls really well. By the end of the day, my first-gen SCX10 is what I got. That's exactly it, Basher Boy. That's what I have. I have two version 1 SCX10s. Basically, this is it's a hybrid, but it's mostly a version 1 SCX10. Pretty much all the parts in it there's only like 3 parts that are still RGT Rock Cruiser. That's what Jones RC says. The one that he had was an RGT Rock Cruiser. That's what I had. Well, that's partially. The transmission, the skid plate, and the motor are the only things that are from the RGT Rock Cruiser. Everything else has already been switched over to SCX10, the first one. I don't have anything SCX10 2. I don't have a 10.2 or anything like that. But yeah, I would definitely love to get a TRX4. And honestly, whatever you can afford, you can't go wrong either way. You really cannot go wrong either way. They are both proven platforms, whether it's the SCX10 platform or the TRX4 platform. They both need a little bit of work off the stock platform. They both have good stock platforms that can do some good crawling, yes, but they both need a little bit of work to really, truly become capable. So honestly, you can't go wrong with either one. Honestly, it depends on how much money you want to put into it, really. Tommy G says, I started the hobby grade RC with the Tamiya Hotshot 2 kit. Those are nice. Those are nice buggies. The Hotshot 2s, those are nice. I do like those. It's been a while since I've driven any Tamiya products. Quite a while. I think the last one that I drove was a Blackfoot. Yeah, it's like a monster truck. Tommy G goes on to say, then got back into the hobby with my boys a long time ago with the Red Cat Volcanoes. He said Exceed, but they're Red Cat. But they're the same thing. Exceed, Red Cat, HSP, they're all the same. They're just rebranded. But yeah, you really can't go wrong with how you get into the hobby. There's no wrong way to get into the RC hobby. The SCX 10.3 is first gen. Maybe the next one. I'm a little confused by that, but I'm trying to understand what you're trying to say. I'm also not fully here at the moment, so I apologize. Who here owns crawlers? If so, what models? Comment below. Yes, if you own a crawler, comment down below in the chat. Let me know. Let everyone know what you got and what models you got. Yeah, exactly. Best way is to just get something. Anything, really. Exactly. RCU next Tuesday says that he has 2 TRX4s. That's pretty sweet. If I do get a TRX4, the one that I really want to get as far as like the stock bodies go, I really want to get the tactical one. The one that has like armor plating and stuff, looks like it should be for like a zombie apocalypse. That's the body that I've always liked as far as like the stock TRX4 bodies go. I've always really liked that. And then I do like the Bronco and the Blazer body as well. Sean's RC Adventure says he has Traxxas crawler, G-Made crawler, Axial, Tamiya, RC four-wheel drive, and Boom Racing. That's a good collection of crawlers, man. It's a good collection. G-Made makes some nice ones. The Komodo, the G-Made Komodo, that's a nice one. I'm guessing the Tamiya is the CC01 crawler. You probably have what, a Trail Finder? Trail Finder 2, RC four-wheel drive. Those are really nice. I'm not sure which Boom Racing one you got, though. Tommy G says, when I got into it, no one really raced them, so we talked to a local first. Local fire hall. We talked to a local fire hall to let us set up a track and run. No jumps, all driving. Sorry, I was trying to read your thing, but the camera is like right here in the way of the chat, so I'm like having a little bit of a hard time seeing all the chat at times. So I apologize for that. Kevin Gibbs, he says, what's up, RC Scoundrels? Hello, Earl RC. What's up, Kevin? Thank you for joining in the chat, brother. I appreciate it. RC Basher Boy says, I own the Axial SCX-10, the Wraith, the Vitera Ascender, the HPI Venture FJ Cruiser, the Vitera Twin Hammers. The Twin Hammers is not a rock crawler, that's more of a rock racer, but I'll give that one to you. RC four-wheel drive Beast 2, and I think that's it, LL. And then Tommy G says, time for old man glasses, Alvin. Ha ha. Yes, I'm not going to lie. I've needed glasses for quite a while. I'm not going to lie. I definitely need some glasses really badly. Really, really badly. Really badly. RCU next Tuesday goes up to follow up. He doesn't just have two TRX4s. He has two TRX4s. He has one Axial SCX-10-2, a Remo Hobby, and then he has a TRX6, and then he has an HG 6x6, which is the TRX6 clone. And then he also has one Capra by Axial and a 1.6 Willys Jeep. The Capra is something I really want to get. I've seen quite a few Capras in person run, and man, they're sweet, especially if you upgrade them to have four-wheel steering. Woo, man. Yes. Yes. Tamiya is a high-lift Tundra converted with some RC four-wheel drive parts. That's cool. That's very cool. That is very cool. Kevin Gibbs says he has a TRX4 Bronco. He has the original TRX4. He has a Bomber, a Trail Walker, and a Capo 1 Ace. That's a nice collection. As far as crawlers go, I got the SCX-10 1, and I have the SCX-10-1 hybrid. So I got two SCX-10s basically. And I have the Maverick Scout crawler, which is the HPI Maverick Scout, which is it's basically a rebranded Red Cat Everest 10. And then I have the WPL 1/16 scale. It's the what is it? The WPL C14. And then I also have the Danchi Ridge Rock, which is another crawler from Red Cat. And yeah, those are all my crawlers at the moment. But my brother has a really sweet crawler. He probably has the nicest crawler in the house. He has a SCX-10 that's been so far upgraded that it's no longer really an SCX-10. It's basically a what's that brand I'm thinking of? Oh gosh. Starts with a V. I'm totally lacking with it right now. I'm going to get a lot of slack for this. Oh, man. I just cannot think of the word right now. Not Vitera. Oh, not Vitera. Darn it. I can't even think of it. Vanquish. There we go. Vanquish. Yeah, his thing is basically pure Vanquish parts. He's got Curry axles. Oh, man. He's got everything upgraded with Vanquish parts. That thing, his crawler is worth like $2,000. I can't put that much money into a crawler. So yeah, he got lucky. He got his crawler for fairly cheap. He got it for like $800, pretty much brand new, from a guy that works at A-Main Hobbies. Basher Boy says the Vatira twin hammers is rare to crawl with, but it is a 2-speed transmission. The low gear is insane and very capable. It sucks where to classify the twin hammers. I would just classify it as a rock racer, honestly. It can crawl, yeah, but I would still classify it as a rock racer for sure. Let's see. Green Frog RC says he's got an SCX10, SCX10-2, an RC 4-wheel drive, and a TRX4. And he says Vanquish as well. That's cool. I have Flying Hawaiian's old VS410 original Vanquish. Those are nice. That's basically what my brother has converted his into, is the VS410. He just doesn't have the VS410 chassis. He's got a custom like rock chassis. It's almost like a rock racer chassis. It's one of those solid metal chassis that have like the cage and everything. Although it's not like a tube style cage, it's like a solid metal cage. I think the cage is made by Hot Racing. Oh, Basher Boy says he forgot he has an ECX Gen 2. Those are nice. Yeah, the ECX Gen 2, those are nice. Vanquish, just the answer to your question. Yes, exactly, Green Frog. Exactly. That's exactly what I was looking for. I just couldn't think of the word Vanquish for some reason. It just popped out of my head, and I just literally was having like a brain fart and just, for some reason, could not think of the word Vanquish. It was just popped out of my head and just could not get it back. RCNX Tuesday says their SCX10 has the Jurassic Park Jeep body on it that they built for his son. That's cool. That is very cool. That is very, very cool. I would love to get a Jurassic Park Jeep body. That'd be very cool. Boba Q, Altered RC. What's up, Boba? How's it going, brother? Thank you very much for joining in. We're just sitting here talking about what crawlers everyone got, and also the topic of the night, you know, what got you started in the RC hobby. We're just, everyone's just sitting there chatting, having a good old time. Making sure I read through the chat properly. I definitely do need some glasses really badly. Really badly. At least I'm not sitting here like squinting like super bad like I used to. I used to squint a lot harder, but I got a big screen right here in front of me, so at least I'm not squinting really hard. Stupidity got me started. It's a good answer. It's a really good answer. Sorry, my throat is getting really scratchy. Kevin Gibbs says, what's your favorite upgrade to a crawler? I would say the wheels. The wheels and the wheels and the rims, and then maybe the axles. I like to upgrade those first if I can. And then honestly, any parts that I can upgrade that I can turn that are green, those are my favorite parts to upgrade. So whatever I can get in green that's upgradable, those are my favorite parts. Basher Boy says to Kevin, a servo, that's a starter upgrade. Yeah, that's one of your number one upgrades for sure, is a servo, a better servo if you have a crawler. Tommy G says he's got to run later on. You have a great rest of your night, Tommy G. Thank you for stopping in, brother. I appreciate it very much. Kevin Gibbs says, Gabe, that's a gimme. Yes, exactly. The servo, that's a gimme. You got to upgrade your servo. No ready-to-run RC has a good servo, except for the Gen 8X, because it has a Reefs RC servo on it already. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I want to get a Gen 8 Axis, because it's pretty much already upgraded. I mean, you can upgrade it more. Don't get me wrong. For sure, you can upgrade it more. But it's like the best ready-to-run that you can get as far as crawlers go. Especially with electronics and stuff. what is it? The Hobby, not Hobby Wing. Is it Hobby Wing? The Axe system? I can't remember. Is it Hobby Wing? It's not Castle. I think it's Hobby Wing, right? The Axe system. I think it's Hobby Wing. I'm fairly certain that it's Hobby Wing, but I can't be for sure. I don't think it's Castle because I'm pretty sure Castle is like the whole Mamba and all that stuff. Yeah, there we go. Kagan says, yeah, Hobby Wing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought it was Hobby Wing. They have a great electronics to start off with, so I would definitely love to eventually get one of those Gen 8 axes. I've seen them perform in person when they first came out. One of the guys that came to the crawler group that we went to, they had an amazing performance just out of the stock Gen 8 X. No upgrades, no nothing. It was amazing right out of the box. Yeah, it's got the 444 Reef Servo. That's it. The 444 and the Fly Sky. Which Fly Sky radio does it have? Does it have the GT5 or does it have the GT3B or the 3C? I can't remember. I think it has the GT5, doesn't it? Basha Boy says, but the real question is, what servo do you go with? Titanium, high torque, low end? Question. Green Frog goes up to follow up. It's GT5. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I thought it came with the GT5. I want to get one of those myself, the GT5s. I have the GT3C, the one that comes with the rechargeable battery, not the one that you have to put your own batteries in. Ooh, sorry, I had a hiccup there. Tried not to hiccup, but it was silent, but it was like painful. As far as like Basher Boy's question, as far as what servo do you go with, I would try to go with the high torque servo. Preferably, if you can get a high torque servo with titanium, that would be nice. As far as my preference goes, but high torque first for sure. As far as my preference goes. And Kevin Gibbs says, Kagan, I use that RadioLink 6GS, RC6GS. Not as easy to use as Fly Sky, but a lot of features. Yeah, I have the RC4GS, the 4-channel one, and it's great. I have that one hooked up to my SCX10, the standard SCX10. That thing's great. I do intend on getting the RC6GS one, the 6-channel one here soon, though. I wanna get another receiver for the 4GS so I can. I don't know why I keep pointing the wrong way. I go to like say I can't even point. Say I go to point over here. I go to point. See, I can't even point anywhere when I'm trying to make an example. Say I try to point over here, but I accidentally point over here. It's so hard to go backwards with it when you're trying to do like the reverse imaging with the pointing and whatnot. But yeah. Say I try to put one in this Maverick Scout right here. I want to do the 4-wheel steering for that. That's what I want to hook it up to. I want to get the second receiver so I can do the 4-wheel steering for that. Sean's RC Adventure says, well, it all depends on what you're up to on the truck. What you're up to it on the truck. The servo that comes in the truck is designed for the truck as is. So as you start upgrading, you change spec of the truck, the servo won't. I know what you're getting at. I understand what you're putting out. Basically, the more work you do to the truck, you basically have to upgrade the servo because as you change the truck is no longer the stock truck that servo was made for, so it can't perform to what that servo was originally performing as or made to perform as. So yeah, that's very true. So it all depends on what you've made your truck into, I guess. That's definitely true. Honey Lulu, how's it going? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you stopping by. Let me go down and chat. Kevin Gibbs says, I ordered 3 RadioLink receivers. I'll let you know. Heck yeah, that's what's up. I need to order some more of those myself. I was going to order some the other day, but I just haven't. My Traxxas servo died the second day, Kevin says. Yeah, I don't. That's the one. I love me some Traxxas. Like, I'm no Traxxas fanboy, but Traxxas is definitely my favorite brand, but I'm no Traxxas fanboy. But I will have to say, Traxxas has some of the shittiest servos out there. They do have some nice Metal Gear servos that you can buy, but they're not worth it for the price, because for the price that you pay for them, you can get a better servo. So yeah, Traxxas servos are no good. I agree with that 100%. But that's a lot of brands don't have good servos. So I mean, that's to be expected. Gabe Basher Boy says, another question. A basher that is durable, parts are available everywhere. Great aftermarket parts, which will be your brand. Great aftermarket parts, which will be your brand to choose. Traxxas, ECX, Dromeda, to name a few. Honestly, as far as basher goes, you cannot beat Traxxas. Like, as far as part support goes, Traxxas is unbeatable. Unbeatable. Like, as far as the RC basher game, Traxxas is unbeatable. No matter how much Arma or anybody else tries, Red Cat, ECX, Dromeda, don't get me wrong, a lot of these companies have a good, fair amount of aftermarket parts support, which is great. Nobody will beat Traxxas when it comes to aftermarket support. They've just had the aftermarket support for decades, literally decades now. So it's just hard to beat. And every single RC that they pump out, they have aftermarket support for almost right away. Within a month or two, you can get aftermarket parts for pretty much everything. So it's hard to say. I'm trying not to sound like a Traxxas fanboy, but you cannot beat Traxxas when it comes to just aftermarket parts availability. That's just the honest truth right there. You cannot beat it. So that's my answer right there. In the crawler game, Axial has that. Nobody can beat Axial at the moment as far as crawlers go. Although Traxxas has it pretty well covered as well with the TRX4, but TRX4 parts are pretty limited as far as aftermarket. I mean, they do have a pretty good selection, but Axial still, they're the crawler game for aftermarket support as far as like brands go. Yeah, and that's exactly right. Gabe says you're right. Traxxas is everywhere. There's no local hobby shop that doesn't stock Traxxas, and that's exactly right. And you know what? It's not just hobby shops that stock Traxxas parts. You can go into places like Pet Boys and certain auto zones and places like that. Not everyone, but there's certain Pet Boys and auto zones and places like that where you can buy Traxxas parts. You can't buy those parts like that. You can't, for any other brand, you can't go to places like that, to a real auto parts store and buy Traxxas parts. Like, you can't do that for any other brand. I'm sorry, but you can't. And Honey Lulu says Traxxas just does not play well with others. I fully agree with that as well. I fully don't agree with their practices and everything about how they go apart, like their patents and everything, suing other companies for trying to use their stuff or using similar things, like what they did with suing Arma because the Nero had the rocker arms for the shocks that Traxxas patented for the E-Revo. So yeah, I don't agree with some of the shit that they do, but when it comes to the end of the day, they have the best part support. So yeah, you can't deny that. But that being said, a lot of those other brands that he said, Red Cat, Arma, ECX, Dromeda, Dromeda not so much, because Dromeda has fallen out. They're not really around that much anymore, but they still do have some aftermarket support. A lot of those brands still have a really good aftermarket support. They got a lot. Arma is definitely getting up there with a good amount of aftermarket support. Arma is doing really well for themselves, especially ever since they got bought by Hobbyco and are now under the Horizon Hobby name. They've gotten a lot more aftermarket support, but that's because of the help of Horizon Hobby. They have a big hobby store backing them. So, yeah. Okay, but see, Gabe, the way that you answered your question, that's like to a different question though, because you say on my own question, I'm going to say Arma. I do own the Notorious. I haven't bashed it much, but I've seen the bashings that they can take. The Notorious is this. That's what the Outcast is, just a renamed Outcast. It's the same exact thing, just different color. It's Outcast. But yeah, they can take a beating. Don't get me wrong. Armos can take a beating. But that's not the question. Like, what brand can take a beating? A lot of brands can take a beating. But your question was, what thing has like the best part support? Pretty much. That's what I got the gist of your question. But yeah, Arma is getting up there as far as like what their bashers can do out of the box, like how strong they are out of the box. I love my Arma Granite 4x4 brushless, the BLX 3S BLX. That's one of my favorite RCs, period. That thing can take such a freaking beating and beating and beating and still just keep on ticking. So yeah, Arma's got some great products. Great products. Sean's got me hooked. I want a Marlin for my next rig. Yeah, those Marlins are great. Those RC four-wheel drive Marlin 2s, those are nice. Those are nice. RCU next Tuesday says, right, I'm late here, guys. I'm going to head out. You have a great rest of your night, brother. I appreciate you stopping in. Shin RC, Steve, he says, hi, Earl. Just stopping in real quick to say hi. I appreciate it very much, brother. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're not dealing with too much heat over there. Go ahead and get caught back up in the chat. Sean's RC says, one of my stock Broncos is still running on all the stock electronics, or not stock Broncos. One of his Traxxas TRX4 Broncos is still running all stock electronics for the last 2 years. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. That is pretty good. Jones RC says, my Stampede has always been my favorite. Yeah, that's always going to be my #1 favorite, honestly, is my two-wheel drive Stampede. I love that thing. Honestly, as far as two-wheel drive monster trucks go, you will never beat that. No company will beat the Traxxas Stampede as far as two-wheel drive monster trucks go. It's unbeatable, in my opinion. I mean, that's just my opinion, but it's a pretty strong opinion. I've seen quite a few other two-wheel drive monster trucks out there, and they're good. Don't get me wrong. They're really good, but none of them can take the top spot of the Stampede. It's just been around for so long. It's got the king spot. Shin RC says, heat here is hitting hard. Hope all is well with you, and hope all you guys and gals are doing good in the chat. Yeah, we just got over a really bad heat wave here, and it's just now finally starting to cool down. So I feel you. It was 105 plus for a week straight. So yeah, it's been getting hot here. Jones says, I heard about that. I didn't think it was real, Alvin, when I heard you can get parts at Pep Boys. It's totally true. It is 100% true. You can get Traxxas parts at Pep Boys. Not all Pep Boys, but there's quite a few Pep Boys throughout the U.S. that actually carry Traxxas parts. And that's insane. That's just insane. When you think about that, like an actual real legit automotive auto parts store carrying RC parts, that's just cool. In my opinion, that's just cool. So yeah, I think that's cool. Sean's RC Adventure says, at the end of the day, it's business, and if they spent a lot of money and time designing it, then you want to use it, pay up. Yeah, exactly. If they spent, the time and money to design it properly, make it so it's really good, and then you're going to have to pay up to get it. That's what I'm saying with the Red Cat Gen 8X. It costs a good amount of money, but they put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears making that over the regular Gen 8. That thing is a beast, the Gen 8X. It's really, really nice. I'm definitely looking forward to the day that I can actually own one of those things. Probably a lot later than sooner, but eventually I will own one. Eventually. Same, I keep telling myself that with an X-Max too. Eventually I'll own an X-Max, but it's probably going to be a lot later than sooner. Honey Lulu says, we got hair raised storm yesterday, but clouds today. Yeah, just a couple clouds today, not too many clouds. It's fairly clear today. Kevin Gibbs says, if the market allows it, why not? Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, Gabe, that's a good point. They did used to sell the Traxxas vehicles themselves, the actual RCs. I don't know if they do now. Like you said, I don't know if they do now. They definitely still do carry the parts, but you are correct. They did used to sell the actual like Stampede, the Rustler, the Bandit. They didn't carry any of the really big name ones like the. I don't think they carried like the T-Max or the E-Max or anything like that. But I know they carried the Stampede, the Bandit, and the Rustler. Jones says, we got it bad here today. I'm shocked that they didn't lose power. Yeah, that sucks. Sean's RC says, Kevin, the TF2 video coming out tomorrow is sweet. Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. I like those Trail Finder 2s. Those are cool. I'm not a fan of the leaf spring suspension, though. It's too stiff. I know you can soften it and stuff like that, and I've seen them softened. I'm just not a fan of leaf spring suspension on an RC. I know it's scale looking and it looks really nice. I just don't like how they perform over a shock, an actual spring-loaded shock. Shin says, I love my Gen 8, so the Axe must be awesome. Exactly. I've played with the Axe once at a crawler event. It was amazing. It was just amazing. It was a bone stock Gen 8 Axe, and it was amazing. Honey Lulu went on to say, Mummy dust. I know what you're getting at, the giant dust cloud. For those of you that are not RC related, for those of you that don't know, there is a giant Mojave Desert-sized dust cloud going around right now that has hit parts of the U.S. and the ocean over there in the East Coast. It's insane. I've seen pictures and videos of it. It's insane. The thing is the size of the Mojave Desert. And if you guys don't know the size of the Mojave Desert, it's the size of a continent. It's huge. It's massive. And it's a giant dust storm. So, yeah, that's crazy. Kevin Gibbs says, it's like driving a real truck, totally different lines. I fully agree with that. With the leaf spring suspension, you got to choose your totally different lines and how you drive and everything. It's a completely different rig and how they operate. They're way different style of driving and everything that you have to do for them. I don't know. I'm just not a fan. More power to the people that do like them. I think they look badass. I think they look really cool. It's just as far as like performance wise, I just don't like how they perform. I know they perform like how an actual truck should, but when I'm doing rock crawling, I like it to be a little bit more to have a little bit more articulation, to be a little bit more articulated. Yeah, Honey Lulu went on to say, I'm not sure what it's adding to the storms, but mummy dust like the movie. That's what it looks like. It looks like the mummy storms from the movie, the dust storms from the movies, you know? It's crazy. RC Basher Boy says, Kevin, yep. Many years ago, when I used to live with my parents, everyone in the neighborhood owned those race cart, motor scooters, etc. I've always been a BMX bicycle dude. Too cool for go-karts. I was really big into go-karts. I've never really owned one. I've been friends with people that have owned some, and I've been a real big fan of them. I was always a BMX guy myself, though, too, Gabe. So I feel you. I'm not much into like mountain biking and stuff like that. I like beach cruisers and I like BMX bikes. I used to have a couple really nice ones back in the day. I had a really nice fully upgraded Redline and a fully upgraded Haro. Oh man, my Haro was so nice. I miss that bike. I had the pedals that you had to clip into. You had to wear the special shoes that you clip into. Oh man, it sucked when you crashed, but those things were so cool. Jones RC says, I can't decide if I'm going to get a TRX4 or the Red Cat Gen 8. Now, that's a hard decision. If you're going to choose between the regular TRX4 and the standard Gen 8, oh, I would think I would have to go with the TRX4. I would probably go with the TRX4. The Gen 8's cheaper for sure, but I think I would have to go with the TRX4. Yeah. Kevin Gibbs goes on to say they should make a leaf spring drag car. That would be freaking cool. That would be cool. That would be more like stock suspension on a drag car. That would be cool. Shin RC says, wonder why they don't make fiberglass scale leaf spring suspension hop-up options for RC trucks. They do this for real cars. The suspension with the fiberglass leaf springs work so much better. Yeah, the fiberglass ones do have a lot more give to them, so they do have a lot more articulation, so that you do get a lot more bend. But I don't know. I don't see anybody coming out with any fiberglass ones, at least that I know of. Shin RC goes on to say, LOL, I still have my 86 Haro Master. Dude, Haro was my brand. As far as BMX bikes goes, Haro was my brand. I loved Haro. That was my shit right there. The top three brands that I had growing up was Haro, Redline, and GT. Although Diamondback was a close fourth. But man, oh, I loved my Haro so much. So much. What sucks is a friend of mine, or somebody that I used to call a friend of mine when I was a younger person, he actually stole it. And I didn't find out he stole it until like a year later, because I found the fucking wheels from my bike in his backyard. Just the wheels. No bike, just the wheels. And I know they were mine because I marked them. And they were special. They were special wheels, custom wheels. Oh, I'm still mad about that. Sorry for cussing. I didn't mean to cuss. But yeah, still a little bit mad about that. Let's see. Yeah, don't get me wrong, Sean's. I've seen some really nice TF2s with some really good flex on them with the leaf spring suspension. But those were the ones that had like the modded leaf spring suspension that were like slightly longer, and they had they were more what's the word on? They had more give to them. They weren't so rigid. They weren't so stiff like the stock ones. Shin RC says, yep, I used to do freestyle quarter pipe up until I was 30 years old. A bike to me was like walking. I was very good at bike riding. I even rode my mountain bike all the time. Yeah, I used to bike so much. Like when I was younger, that was my thing to get around, was biking. That was how I got from point A to point B, was biking. I don't like the X system. I like to drive my own car, not the ESC driving for me. I don't understand that part, Sean. I don't have a lot of experience with the X system. Does the X system have a feature that lets it self-drive for you, or sort of self-drive? I've only tried it once, and from what I've heard, it was a good system, but I don't know everything about it. So as far as crawling goes, don't get me wrong, I'm still a very big noob. So I'm no expert when it comes to crawling. So you guys are teaching me more just by chatting with me in chat. So I appreciate that. Oh man, I hated whenever you're doing BMX like racing or just jumping and stuff, and you pop a link in your chain. Oh man, that's when you bite the dirt real hard, or bite the asphalt real hard when the chain gets snapped. Oh man, especially on the old school bikes where they didn't have like the loose sprockets like on the new ones, where you can just kind of free ride on the loose sprocket and not have to like keep pedaling. On the old ones where you can kind of just slam it, and that's when you do your peel outs. Those were the ones that were the worst. Yeah, the rough Rocky Mountain area that you run in your RC trucks, that would be crazy to do my mountain biking in. Let's see, trying to get more caught up in chat. I'm losing some spots. Let's see, where am I at? Where am I at? Honey Lulu says, I might just upgrade my Axio SCX 10-2 and get new bodies. Kevin Gibbs says, I would, Honey Lulu. Then Honey Lulu says, yes, Kevin, I love it so much. I'm going to get more metal upgrades. I love my SCX 10. I want to get an SCX 10 too eventually. I'm thinking about getting the builder's kit here soon and doing like a project build with it, but I'm not sure. Sean's RC Adventures goes on to say, when I grew up in Ireland, a mongoose was a must-have. I came to America, and you can buy a mongoose at Walmart. Dude, I loved mongoose. Mongoose is easily in my like top 6, even though it's a budget brand. I loved mongoose. They were so good. I even used to have so much fun on a Huffy. Like even a Huffy, man. The Huffies that they had back in the day were nice. I missed Beach Cruiser, or not Beach Cruiser. I said Beach Cruiser because Honey Lulu said I'm a Beach Cruiser type, so that got me confused for a second. I was reading it while I was talking out loud. I miss riding BMXs. I'm too big of a guy right now to ride on a BMX bike. Even if I had a 24-inch, I think I'm just a little bit too heavy at the moment to really have enough fun with the BMX bike. I would love to start riding some BMX again, though, eventually. Honey Lulu says you totally should, Alvin. I definitely want to get one for sure. It's just probably going to be more eventually than sooner. Shin RC says, I honestly feel brushless is a waste in a crawler, only if you want a super fast crawler. It's not needed. A good brush motor is better. It's not about going fast with the brushless. You can get really low-powered brushless motors. It's all about the like low-end cogging and stuff with the brush motor. It's just a lot more cleaner with the brushless motor in your crawler. It's not about speed. You can get special formulated crawler brushless motors that aren't made for speed. But I totally agree. You can have just as much fun with a brushed crawler motor, especially if you get a really nice brush crawler motor like a Holmes Hobby Revolver motor. Those are really nice. I don't have any myself, but I've ran a few of my friends' rigs that had them, and I definitely want to get one here eventually. RC Basher Boy says, I own a couple of Haro Dave Miras, a Freestyler, and an F-Series. I also own a Redline with a Bombshell carbon fiber fork, and my daily is a Cannondale road bike. Dude, Gabe, you're making me so jealous right now. The Hara that I had was a freaking Dave Mira custom. It wasn't a one-of-a-kind custom, but it was a custom that he had sold to a bike shop that was in town, and they sold it to me. It was amazing. I loved that Haro so bad. That's how I knew that my friend had stolen the bike from me, because the wheels that were on it were custom Dave Mirra Haro rims, and they had a freaking Dave Mirra insignia on it. Oh, I miss that bike so much, so much. To this day, like, I'll never forgive that guy for stealing that bike. Like, after I found out that he was the one that stole it, I immediately stopped being friends with him, and he tried to play it off like he didn't steal it and shit like that. But I knew he did. There was no other way that those wheels would have been in his backyard. So he basically parted the bike out and sold it as parts. It sucks. Let's see. Jones RC said, I had a mongoose and someone stole it off my front porch one night. I think it was back in the early 90s. Yeah, that sucks when somebody steals your bike, man. Yep, exactly. Those Haro wheels were so good. Shin RC says, tough wheel. They were the best back in the day. Any other wheels they'd bent. I agree. My Haro rims were so good. I had bashed the crap out of those rims, and they held up so much. And especially, I was not a skinny guy. I was still I wasn't like fat as I am now. I'm a fat guy, but I was a little bit heavier set growing up, and I definitely put some weight on those wheels and those rims, and they never bent, never did anything. I loved those rims and those wheels. Oh, bringing back memories. So good. I miss my bikes. Brush motors don't cog. They can. They usually don't. They don't get me wrong. They usually don't. But after a certain fair amount of use, depending on what you've been running it, say if you've been running it in mud and water and stuff like that, or wherever, they can cog. They can. They don't tend to, but they can. And brushless, the specialized brushless ones tend to cog a little bit less over time. Like if you drive them through water and stuff like that. I'm mainly just talking about like the Holmes Hobby brushless ones, and like the Mamba, the Castle Mamba brushless ones that are specially made for crawlers, not the ones that are made for bashers. Honey Lulu says, I like to ride my bicycle. I like to ride my bike in my best singing voice. Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the Queen song. I like to ride my bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. That's that song, Bicycle Race. I love that song. Gotta wipe the sweat off my face. Woo. I love that song. Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I'm not a singer, so I apologize for anybody that just had to put up with my horrible singing. I apologize. Gabe says Queen bicycle. It's actually called Bicycle Race. At the very end of the song, they don't even really throw it in. I think they throw it in maybe once or twice in the middle of the song, but at the very end of the song, they go bicycle and then they go race. So that's where the name comes from. So it's actually called Bicycle Race. But yes, I'm a huge Queen fan, so I apologize. I'm just a huge nerd in general, so whenever I like something, I nerd out about it. Kevin Gibbs says, guys, I got to go. Take care. Thank you so much for coming in, Kevin. I appreciate you coming in, stopping in, chatting with us. It was very much appreciated. I got like maybe 15 more minutes I got on here, and then I'm going to be hopping off. So, yeah. We'll go ahead and chat for about 15, maybe 20 minutes more, 15 to 20 minutes more. I'm trying to make this about 2 hours long and not too much longer than that. Sean's RC Adventures says, I had a Tekin 30 turn hand wound pro motors and a lot off my, wait, I'm sorry, I wasn't reading that right. I had a Tekin 30 turn hand wound Pro motor and a lot of my crawlers, but I just used a 5-slot 20-turn from Nitro Hobbies. Guys, I've never had anything as smooth at low-end crawl for 20 bucks. I'm amazed with it. You know what? I'm going to have to give that a try. I know which ones you're talking about. The 5-slot 20-turns from Nitro Hobbies. I know which ones you're talking about. I'm going to have to give those a try. I'm looking to put a bigger 540 motor in this SCX10 anyways. Right now, it's still running, believe it or not, this SCX10, because it's a hybrid, this is running off an RGT 380 brushed motor, a 380 brushed motor. It does get hot, so that's why I want to swap it out. But it only started getting hot once I started adding more metal, like the metal beadlock wheels and stuff like that. It started to get hot, so yeah. Shen RC says, the calm on a brushed motor can dirty with mud that can make the brush motors get weak and then burn up. Why I prefer the cheaper, normal looking, non-open bell type better for water. Yeah, I agree with that one. The ones that are sealed up, yeah, I know which ones you're talking about. The ones that don't have like the vent holes and stuff on them. Let's see, Sean, or not Sean, RC Basher Boy says, I thought about putting that song and make a video right in my Cannondale, but I would look fruity. Oh, well, no offense to the gay community. It's just not my style. I do like the song, though. Don't worry about ever looking fruity or anything like that just because of a song, man. Dude, I've seen some hardcore guys make videos, not RC videos, but some like hardcore like metal videos and stuff like that, to freaking like stuff like Lady Gaga and stuff like that. Like, don't worry about looking fruity or anything like that. I know people worry about like looks and whatnot with other people. Don't worry about stuff like that. If you like the song enough, put it in a song. Make yourself look fruity. Who cares? Dan RC Voodoo, what's up? What's up, brother? He says, "Hi, girls. Hi, boys." I'm sorry, I had to do it like that. I had to do that tone and everything. Oh man, no fun when your motor burns up and you have to carry the rig for miles back to the car. I fully agree with that, Shen RC. I totally agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Man Cave Hobbies. Hey, dude, long time no see. Good morning. Hey, Heath, how's it going, brother? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you stopping in. Earl, you forgot the finger snap. LOL. Oh, snap! I did, huh? You gotta throw on the finger snap. Let me see if I can do it. All right. This may look really bad. All right. Hey, boys. I'm sorry. That was bad. I apologize. That was bad. That was bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was good though. That was good. I did that for you though, Shen. I did that for you. That was too good. Gabe says, rock on. For the record, I ride my road bike while listening to Slayer and Iron Maiden and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I totally listen to like Slayer, Megadeth, and all sorts of stuff when I ride my beach cruiser. my road bike. Yeah, my Harley, my chopper over there. Man, I put on some AC/DC and some Detroit Rock City. I don't even know where I was going with that. I'm sorry. I apologize to anybody that was listening. I apologize. Let's see. Let me get cut back up in chat. RC Basketball. Sean says, RC Basketball, you just need to remove the seat and you'll be fine. Ouch. Ouch, Sean. Ouch. Ouch. Very ouch. RC Voodoo says, I'm working on a steampunk shoulder armor piece for a customer. That is pretty cool. I'm guessing it's like a cosplay 3D printed piece. That's pretty cool. Heck yeah. Man Cave Hobbies, Heath says, did you ever get that tablet working? I'm sorry, brother. I have not been able to. But honestly, I kind of gave up on it after a little bit because when I first started really working on it, my dad was getting ill, and then shortly after that is when he passed away. So I honestly just haven't really had the chance to. I apologize. I have it sitting right there. It's just sitting right there. I have a friend that gave me the link to fix it. I haven't booted it up and fixed it yet. I will eventually. I just haven't had the chance to. Shin RC says, don't forget the silicone lube. That's awesome. RC Voodoo says cosplay piece. That's cool, man. I think ours are not. I think 3D printers are like so badass when it comes to like cosplay pieces and stuff like that that you can make for cosplaying, like armor, weapons, all sorts of things. You can do so much with a 3D printer. Eventually I will get myself one. It's just not on the top of the list right now. But eventually I definitely want to get one of those. What are they, Ender 3 or the Ender 3 Pros? Those ones are really nice. Scottzilla, hey, what's going on, brother? Thank you for joining in. Just a reminder for all the people that are in chat, you guys are more than welcome to join in on the video chat. If you guys want a link, just let me know. I'll send you a link on Facebook. I apologize. I'm trying not to burp. Oops, excuse me. I burped. I tried not to, and it came out anyway, so I apologize. It's this Diet Dr. Pepper that made me burp. Darn Diet Dr. Pepper. Oh, most of this is made from foam. That's even cooler. I love the stuff that people make with foam where they have to cut out and like do the molds for the foam. That's pretty cool. That is very cool. Like for the like live action role play, the LARPing, those foam armor pieces and foam weapons come in handy quite a bit. Go ahead and get caught back up with chat. Man Cave Hobby says, you need to pop over to my channel. Lots of goodies to watch. Yes, I definitely do, Heath. I apologize. I have been so like far back on people's videos, everybody's videos, ever since my dad passed away. I know I'm not trying to use this as an excuse or anything like that, but ever since he passed away, I've been in such like a social funk that I've just barely been watching YouTube videos. And the YouTube videos that I have been watching is just mainly like comic book related stuff with like movies or like superhero TV shows just to try to get me out of my funk. I apologize. I haven't really been watching as much RC videos and stuff as I used to. And it sucks because I used to be able to support a lot of people's channels and watch a lot more videos, and I just haven't been able to. And the one usually when I do lately, I have been forgetting to comment a lot. I remember to leave a like most of the time, but there's a lot of times where I just forget to comment. Let me go ahead and get back caught up in chat. Voodoo says, yeah, Alvin, I haven't seen you on my shit in forever. What's funny, Voodoo? Literally, speaking of what I was just saying, I liked stuff and I didn't leave a comment. I literally watched your video today and I liked it and I forgot to leave a comment. I watched your video on the Full Metal upgrade kit for the 144001. Dude, I didn't know that there was a Full Metal kit for that. That's amazing. And because of your link, I bookmarked your link. I'm definitely going to be using your link to get me that kit within the next week or two, actually, for mine. I want to get that. I wish they had green. I'm going to end up going with either the black color or the silver. I don't want to go with the red or the blue. So I'm probably going to go with either the black or the silver. I really wish they had green though. What's funny is even though they don't have green, they have pink. They have pink available, but they don't have green. Like I would have killed for purple. Like I would love purple, but not pink. Dude, I agree. It's totally badass, totally blinged out. I fully agree. That video that you did earlier showing it all pimped out, dude, that was nice. It looked really nice, especially with the red. My brother went with the red, the one that you went with all the red. That would have been what he would have chose. He would have chose red. But I would have loved to go with like a purple or a green. Yeah, purple would have been fire. Oh man, if they would have had a purple upgrade kit, oh, like that's what I've started to upgrade my WO toys, the A979 and the A959. I've slowly started to upgrade them to green and purple metal pieces. So that's what I was really hoping that they would have for the 144001, but they don't. Maybe eventually they might, but I might just paint the black or the silver ones green. That's always a possibility, just painting it green. Shin says, okay, guys, had to run, had a blast, have fun. Thank you so much, Steve, for stopping in. I appreciate it so much, brother. You have a wonderful rest of your night. Let's see. I'm trying to get caught back up in chat. Apologize, I got lost a little bit. Yeah, Man Cave Hobbies, it's hot pink. They have literally like a hot pink full upgrade kit. I don't know if it's a full upgrade kit, but pretty much a full upgrade kit for it that's in pink. And I was like, why would you do pink? But I understand they got to have a color for the girls. Blue, the blue is also kind of for the girls as well. The shade of blue, at least. Joan says, I've been watching people's videos. I just don't always comment. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm so bad at not leaving a comment. And then like RC Voodoo says, I skim a lot of videos and then leave a half-assed comment just so they know I was there. I used to do that, but then I whenever I do leave a comment, I try to leave like a meaningful comment to show that I actually watched it and like paid attention to the video whenever I leave a comment. I hate to just leave like a half-assed comment, but then like sometimes you have to, like sometimes like the video warrants a half-assed comment, and I totally I understand exactly where you're coming from. I try not to do that though, because when I do comment, I try to leave a heartfelt comment at least for when I do, but I've been really bad at it. I've got to fix that. That's the one thing. If you can realize that you've been making a mistake and then correct it, that's where you win. But if you can't realize that you're making a mistake and then you can't fix it, then you're not winning. But yeah. Let's see. Pro tip, never ask a question in a comment if you didn't watch the whole thing, because they probably answered it in the video. I fully agree with that. I agree with that. If you actually watch the whole video from start to finish, most likely the person doing the video will have talked about what you're asking about. Most likely. I'd say like 7 or 8 times out of 10. But there is a good chance sometimes they didn't. So, I mean, it all depends. I definitely say to make sure you actually watch the whole thing. I'm not one of those type of people that just watches like a small clip of the video and then exits or whatever. If I can't watch the whole thing, I'll pause it and then go back to it and then rewatch the whole thing later. I'll never just like not watch the whole thing. If you're going to commit to watching a video, you got to watch the whole thing. At least that's how I see it. Let's see. Honey Lou says, Voodoo, wow, you always live half-ass online. That's more of a joke. Basha Boy says that Honey Lulu, his website, pprslots.net. I believe he has the info on his About Me tab. Oh, yes, for Shin RC's grease. I do want to try his diff grease and stuff like that. I've heard really good things about it. I just haven't got a chance to get any yet. I want to get some of his wheel grips too, the custom wheel grips. I want to get some of those too eventually. Scott Zilla says, dinner time. Have a great time, guys. Thank you so much, Scott. I appreciate you coming in and just supporting the channel and chatting with us. I appreciate it very much. All righty, it's 6:01 here. I'd say we got about another 5 more minutes here, and then I'll call it a day. So far, I think this has been a really great stream. I appreciate every one of you guys that have come in and helped contribute to the chat and talked about the topic for tonight. I'm still trying to think of the topic for the second episode of Let's Talk RCs. So if you guys have a suggestion for the next stream of the next show of Let's Talk RCs, because that's the new name for the show, Let's Talk RCs. So if you guys got a subject matter that you would like for me to talk about next time or the time after that, go ahead and leave your suggestion in the chat, and we'll go ahead and give it a suggestion or give it a think. Man Cave Hobby says, okay, 2 a.m. here in the UK. Good night, all. You have a great rest of your night, Heath. I appreciate you coming in, brother. It was good seeing you. We definitely got to talk to each other more often. Honey Lulu says, great night. I'll get on sooner next show. Thank you so much, Honey Lulu. It doesn't matter what time you get on. As long as you join the show, that's all that matters to me. You're showing support. So I appreciate everyone that comes in and shows support, whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or for the whole show. I appreciate every single one of you guys that come in to show your support. Without your guys' support, it wouldn't really have a good time, or I wouldn't really have a good time, and it would be kind of meaningless to do this. So yeah, I definitely appreciate you guys' support, and it's helping me kind of break my social anxiety that I've been having lately, my social funk. So I appreciate you guys coming in and talking with me, chit-chatting with me. RC Basher Boy says, topic suggestion. If you had to choose one RC from your fleet to be the favorite one, which one will it be? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. We might go with that one. That's a good one. Question though, does it have to be from your fleet, or does it have, like, can it be just like any RC? Like, could this be like a desert island type of situation? Like, if you had to choose one RC and one RC only to be on a desert island with, which one would it be? Something like that. And given the desert island question, yes, in theory, you'll have power for your batteries. You'll have a solar charger to charge your batteries. So yes, you will have a way to charge batteries. Don't think of that as the part of the question, but yes, that's a very good topic. Honey Lulu says, much love, everyone. Much love, Honey Lulu. Thank you very much. RC Voodoo says, I got to bounce. Left you a thumbs up. Later, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate anyone that leaves a like or even a thumbs down on the video. Everything is beneficial to me. So I definitely appreciate that. No, that's cheating, Green Fog. That is cheating. A one-on-one scale RC boat on a desert island so you can get off the island. That is cheating. That is cheating. No cheating. No cheating. But yeah, Gabe says that's your call, your direction. Well, maybe we can do both those topics in one night. We can do a double question, a double topic. Choose one RC from your fleet to be the favorite one, and which one will it be? That's a good topic too. Honey Lulu came up with one. What discontinued RC would you bring back if you had the opportunity to bring one back? Like if you had the say-so to bring back any discontinued RC of your choice, which one would it be? Those are very good questions. And honestly, I'm going to save those. And I definitely appreciate those. My Range Rover Basher Boy, just because it spent so much time, I spent so much time on it. Yeah, that's definitely it. With his original question, if out of your personal fleet, I can definitely see that. I do really like your Range Rover, Sean. I think that's a pretty sweet one. Later, Jason Jones RC, he says he'll have a good night. Have a great night, everyone. Much love to everyone. You have a great night, brother. I appreciate you coming in, and I cannot wait to fly that freaking Bebop. Jones goes on to say before he leaves, X-Max. Yeah, boy, X-Max. Gabe goes on to say, Glamisphere. Oh, we know you're bringing the Glamisphere back. Oh, heck yeah. We know if you're going to bring back any one, you're bringing back the Glamisphere. Heck yeah. But yeah, going back to Kagan's with this one-on-one boat, that's definitely cheating. I don't know if you'd want an RC boat on a desert island, though. Not a one-on-one, but just like a regular RC boat. I wouldn't want to be by the water that often. I would try to be on land as much as possible. Yeah, X-Max for the desert island theory, Jonah Jones says. Yes, I agree. Honey Lulu says Doomsday. I'm assuming you mean the Doomsday, the ECX Doomsday crawler. Yes, that's a really good one. I want one of those so bad. It's basically the ECX Gen 2, but it's the Doomsday version. Oh man, I've gotten to Gabe. I've actually gotten to drive the Glamis Uno. A friend of mine that works at Amen Hobbies has the Glamis Uno, and when I did the long jump competition with my my Arma Granite, they entered a Glamis Uno into it, and the Glamis Uno would have beat me if he wasn't a worker at the shop and not allowed to actually enter into the competition. So the only reason why I actually won was because the guy with the Glamis Uno just happened to work for the shop and couldn't legitimately enter into the contest. So yeah, I've actually gotten to drive one of those Unos before, and they're really nice. They're much bigger than I thought they were too. They're basically like a 1/8 size desert buggy, which is pretty cool. Sean's RC says, okay, later all. All right. Well, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for coming in and supporting the channel and watching the stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys that came in here and they left a like or left some comments and chatted with me during the stream. And especially those who left some topics for next week. I will definitely think about which one to use. And yeah. Hopefully we'll see somebody in the video chat next week join in. I would very much like to have some people in on the video chat. Although, you know, I don't mind having to do it by myself. I get a little bit more goofy with you guys when it's just me by myself because I kind of get a little bit more, not bored per se, but I get a little bit more weird when I'm by myself, I guess. So yeah. You guys all have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you guys so much for joining in. I appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, make sure you guys just enjoy the hobby, stay out of this heat, and just be nice to one another. I know there's a lot of craziness going on right now, so just please stay nice to one another and everything. And yeah, I don't know who Joey is either. I think he meant to say honey, but he accidentally said Joey. But yes, thank you guys so much for coming in. You guys all rock. And yeah, as far as my ending saying goes, till next time, you guys, this has been RLRC. Peace out, you guys. Peace out. Peace out, you guys.